Today's video sponsor is GVG Mall, where using my SKG discount code leads to a 25% off across several products, making a Windows 10 serial key only $16. After the payment, you'll receive the key in your account and all you need to do is to introduce it in your Windows settings and bam! You have an activated system. Hello guys, this is Gameplays, I'm Fabio Pisco and welcome to my channel. As for today's video we have the review of the Adrenalin 22.6.1 drivers, and as I say in all my videos, 22 is the year 2022, 6 is the month, June, and 1 is the revision in that same month, so the first revision of June. Now we're in July, so we're in the month after, and we only got one revision in June, and it was really by the end of June. So I thought that AMD at least would be bringing something decent, more things, like for example the X11 optimizations for older cards like the RDNA cards, like you can see on this video, for example with the AMD modded drivers by AMD Nvme. But no, I thought they could maybe bring the OpenGL implementations that they have on their Windows 11 22.6.2 version. Okay, so maybe they are taking more time because they are bringing those implementations, and also no. So this leads me to believe that we only had one version in like 1 month, while we usually have 2 or 3, and maybe AMD is preparing once again something big to come, when I don't really know, but it seems like it. And this because they actually had the 22.6.1 version before, only for Windows 7 and for Windows 10 in some older cards, okay? Which made no sense, and now they actually re-released the 22.6.1 for all cards and all systems, and the previous 22.6.1 had different release notes and weren't for Windows 11. It's kind of a mess. I don't really know why AMD did this, but they did, okay? So 22.6.1 version 2 it is. Anyway, as for the release notes, we have some highlights with support for F1 2022, with up to 5% increase in performance in F1 2022 4K ultra high settings using 22.6.1 on the 6950 XT versus the 22.5.2. Also up to 4% increase with the 6800 XT, and up to 6% increase with the 6750 XT. And this is all for the highlights, nothing really more. So over a month for this, which once again leads me to believe that they will bring something big in a really close future. But anyway, as for the fixed issues, we have performance drop may be experienced while playing Fortnite with multi-threaded rendering and DirectX 11 API on some graphics products such as the Radeon RX 6900 XT. Well, finally this was fixed, or at least it seems it was fixed, because this was a problem that was occurring for like 6 or 7 driver versions, and it seems to finally be fixed. So Fortnite players that are using the X11, they finally can rejoice, and they won't have those performance drops happening on the 6900 XT more specifically, so that's nice. Stuttering may be experienced while playing Overwatch with some AMD graphics products such as the Radeon RX 6700 XT. Well, I personally tested Overwatch, but like some months ago, some like half a year ago or even more, and Overwatch was smooth as butter, okay? And with the 6700 XT of course, but recent drivers may have introduced something that may cause stutter on some 6700 XT systems. Who knows? Higher than expected CPU usage when instant replay is enabled on some AMD graphics products such as Radeon RX 6900 XT. Once again, this was a problem occurring for some driver versions, and it finally seems to be fixed. Although we do not have much in terms of highlights, we do have some really interesting fixed issues that were waiting to be fixed, and it seems that AMD is actually working on them, so that's pretty nice. Fan tuning option may be missing on some AMD graphics products such as the Radeon RX 590. So if you have fan options missing, these drivers are supposed to fix it. Even more on the RX 590, okay? It may also be the case in some other products, but at least for the 590 it is fixed, okay? But since it isn't all fun and games, we also have the known issues. As for the known issues, lower than expected folding home compute performance with OpenCL API on some AMD graphics products such as the RX 6800, the one I have. Hitman 3 may freeze when rapidly switching between windows in full screen exclusive mode. Stuttering may be experienced while playing Call of Duty Warzone on the Caldera map with some AMD graphics products such as Radeon RX 6900 XT. Well, I tested recently the 6700 XT, the 6600 XT, the 6800, and in all my systems that map was running perfectly smooth. I have an SSD, I have VRAM enough. It was running really smooth. But I believe that in some systems like these with the 6900 XT, it may be a problem. With my 6950 XT, it was running perfectly, but once again, the 6900 XT is different. So yeah. GPU utilization may be stuck at 100% in Radeon performance metrics after closing games on some AMD graphics products such as the Radeon 570. This is a problem occurring for quite some time. The same for the super resolution one with a 2560x1600 resolution displays may produce a system hang. A temporary workaround is to set the display scaling mode to full panel. Still happening, sad. Enhanced sync is a meme once again. This is a fucking meme by now. Radeon performance metrics and logging features may intermittently report extremely high and incorrect memory clock values. So, for people actually want to make use of the Radeon metrics, this is kind of a bummer because this issue has been happening for months and they just won't fix it, and for people wanting to actually use the Radeon metrics, it is really bad. But anyway, just use MS Afterburner because overall it is much better. Now, the last one is display may flicker black during video playback plus gameplay on some AMD graphics products such as the Radeon RX 6700 XT. Once again, I use Relieve for all my gameplay videos and so on, and I did recently one with the 6700 XT and the 12600K that you can see here, and I had exactly zero problems of black screens or flickers, so I don't really know, but for some users it may be a problem, I guess. And well, as for my experience, I have some things. I tested one game, actually I tested two games, but excluded one. One game on the 6600 XT and two games on the 5700 XT, and that's one of the reasons why it took more to make this video, because I actually bought a new NVMe for the 5700 XT build, and I actually had to install games once again, and blah whatever. Now, my experience. No blue screens, no black screens, everything is working perfectly in that scenario. Overclocks seem stable, as the same as using the previous driver, so that's it. But on PUBG specifically, when you're going in the game for the first time and loading the assets and so on, I noticed that the 22.6.1 drivers were actually stuttering a bit more than the 22.5.2, which shouldn't happen, because this is actually one of their problems with the recent drivers, because in some scenarios, in some game engines, the game will just stutter a lot before actually loading all the assets and be smooth. The same goes for Days Gone and so on, so they should improve this, and at least on PUBG with my 6800 it is quite worse, so yeah. As for the 5700 XT, well, everything is basically equal. No DX11, 9, 10 or 11 optimizations for RDNA cards, for the RX 5000 series it seems, but that's not always bad as long as it performs well, and in this case it does, so yeah. As for the 6600 XT, well, it's basically the same as well. One thing that I noticed is that the privacy view that I talked about in some drivers ago, I actually talked about it, but I never saw it actually, that actual option on the drivers, and now it is there, the privacy view, okay, it is there. So if you want to keep praying eyes away, blah 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 blah. And we also have the VRR, so this monitor right here that you see there, it's basically FreeSync, okay? It is not VRR, it is not G-Sync, it is FreeSync. And before, in the previous drivers, it appeared as FreeSync because it is FreeSync. I mean, if I turn on that computer with a 11400F and now it has the RTX 3050, but before it had the RX 580, it would appear as FreeSync, and now it somehow appears as variable refresh rate instead of FreeSync. I don't know why, but it does, and it's quite annoying actually. We have some better things, in some cases a bit better performance. One bug though is on Cyberpunk 2077 with my 6800, which tends to perform way worse with the newest drivers, the 21.6.1. I don't really know why. It performs the same way with the 5700 XT, the same way with the 6600, but with my 6800 it performs worse. I don't really know why. That's a bug, I suppose, but overall, all working fine. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video because that really helps a lot. Also, don't forget, leave your comment in the comment section. Tell me and tell us, the community, what's your experience with these drivers, because that's very important and that's the main reason why I make these drivers, for people to share their experiences and help each other. That's the main point of these videos. Thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next one.